Tabasco flood is considered to be the most serious natural disaster faced by the Mexican state of Tabasco in 50 years, constituted by the flood of the Tabasqueña Plain by the numerous rivers that cross it. The state of Tabasco is crossed by the two rivers more floods in Mexico, the Usumacinta River and the Grijalva River, which along with other currents surpass their historical heights due to heavy rains in their territory and in the high areas of the neighboring state of Chiapas. The flood crisis began in October 31, 2007, when flooding the capital of the state and main city Villahermosa, which together with the rural areas and other affected municipalities results in flooding 80% of the territory of the state causes of flood. Since October 23, 2007, the flooding of the Grijalva River had caused flood in the municipality of Centla, where the mouth of this river that is born in Guatemala is located. 10 years ago, on Saturday, October 27, 2007, it was raining in the capital of Tabasco. We were living in what was called the Great Flood of 2007. Like every day in our work center, hours before in a meeting of civil protection, the new governor, along with civil protection, as well as people of Conagua, they had evaluated the situation and knew more than good of what was coming. However, the news was not given to alert the general population because, according to Granier, should not be alerted in vain and cause panic. For our part, in our positions in the channel, from 4 in the afternoon of October 31, we knew that the dams were up to the top because on that day the National Water Commission, CONAGUA, reported that in 24 hours had rained in Tabasco and part of Chiapas a quarter of what it rains in the whole month of October, which had reached 50% above the average in 50 years. Regarding the dams, CONAGUA and CFE were forced to increase the level of water extraction from the 1,000 to 1,000 cubic meters per second, which will increase the level of the Samara and Carrizal rivers. For to follow the intensity of the storm, this would be seen more threatening and cause a catastrophe of much greater dimension. As it was happening in the afternoon, our fellow correspondents in the prey of Chicoacén, de Angostura, Malpaso, and Peñitas report by air that those moments and a great part of the plain by all the flow of the rivers was under the water, and that in few hours it would arrive in the capital of the state of Tabasco. Nevertheless, the authorities, headed by the governor, insist on not letting the true information to pass the citizenship was imminent, that in few hours will collapse in Villahermosa, its historical center and its more populous colonies settled to the edge of the Grijalva, such as Gaviotas, La Manga, Casablanca, Indeco, Ciudad Industrial, Villa Las Flores, where a total of more than 515,000 people live in. It happened. The question among those who knew the truth was because they did not let the information pass. Later, we would know. About 1,200,000 people suffered the flooding of their homes and streets, which represents more than 60% of the total population of Tabasco. Of these affected, it was necessary to evacuate 850,000 people, of whom 158,000 remain in one of the 1,435 shelters installed, and the rest with relatives or friends. 500,000 people lost all their belongings in the flood, leaving them in the middle of the street and many of them did not have dry space in kilometers. Many people disappeared and others died drowning in their houses, especially in the gaviotas and all the strip that the river carries. And this did not come to light by orders of Granier, however there is evidence of it. Throughout the world, they released the catastrophe that this flood was causing. News and radio stations at national and world level sent their correspondents to attest what happened. Many of them, mostly domestic, were corrupt at the time to filter the information on disease and disappear. It was childish to make believe that nothing of this happened and that the dependencies around these subjects had done the most excellent work of prevention. That did not happen. And soon the aid began to flow from all the earths of this air globe. Tons of aid and kind and economic fell suddenly to the coffers of Granier and his people without so far after so many years no given explanation and accounts. Clear that what happened with all this support of the world today, we know that that will no longer be possible. Undoubtedly many questions that we will continue to do Tabasqueños that we leave this phenomenon of nature closely on the unhealthy performance of those who still continue to govern and what awaits us in the next few years in this subject. The interview.
Gente, ¿no?
¿Y a usted económicamente cómo le afectó?
Pues sufrimos bastante. Salimos con el helicóptero. Salimos en helicóptero.
Y entonces el gobierno a usted le proporcionó la ayuda con el helicóptero.
Sí. El gobierno sí lo mandó para salir, para salir, pero estamos arriba del techo.
¿Y despensa o algo así?
Despensa, sí, despensa, sí hizo apoyo el gobierno. Pero de aquí, porque también se fue el agua aquí también, que aquí en Carrizal.
Sí.
Fue también, pero eso sí, no hubo ayuda. No hay ayuda, no hay nada más la lancha hubo, nada más. Pero de despensa, de comer, nada, eso sí, no hay nada de comer.
¿Y usted proporcionó alguna ayuda?
Pues pues sí, con otra persona, es mismo nosotros nada más echamos la mano entre nosotros, pues del que no se fueron el agua, ellos nada más trajeron despensa para nosotros, pues.
Sí.
Y ahí ya salimos y fuimos en Chiapas, a huir en Chiapas, porque allá no hay problema. Porque aquí un mes se fue el agua, un mes está el agua aquí adentro, un mes tardó. Y hasta que bajó agua y regresamos, pero todo se echa a perder todas las cosas. Todo se echa a perder las cosas, todo. Pero el gobierno no hizo nada, no echó la mano o para la ropa, para nada. Sí hizo apoyo unas que ya pasó la fecha de todo, despensa, de la galleta, del arroz, todo ya pasó la fecha, pero ¿para qué nos sirve? Para nada. Y así sufrimos bastante, y también ahí en la gaviota igual.
Ok.
Igual también.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Ándale, sí.
Conversation. It was really hard day.
Yes.
Well, at least nothing has happened.
Hey guys, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? The flash flew from.
Oh yeah.
I remember on the day. Nothing bad happening here. I don't know where I was like, but went to another house. Anyway.
Time that I live with my grandparents
but I have to go to my stepfather's house because there was no so much food there. We are a good neighbor to have.
At this, you were. I went to I. The house chose, and timber was down. You have many homes. Oh yes.
I remember that they put samba.
Ah, sí.
Yes.
Oh yes.